Michael Landsberg is brought to you by the Cake Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends, see you tonight.
We have done these one-on-ones for, about as long as we have had a we here at OTR. And for me, the true special ones, beyond The Rock and Stone Cold and even Vince, are one we have Canadians. And right now we have the guy who's not just the top Canadian, but top guy in the World Wrestling Entertainment, Chris Benoit, the champion. Nice to see you, Chris.
Great to be here.
You still a Canadian kid, even though they now say he hails from Georgia?
Residing in
Okay,
Georgia.
very important. We'll talk about that later on. Congratulations. They gave you the belt. I want to take you back, and I want you to take us there. March the 14th, Madison Square Gardens, WrestleMania 20. You've been working at this since you were 18 years of age?
Yep.
And all of a sudden now, you're holding the belt after winning. Tell me what you're feeling as you look at it right there.
Everything went into slow motion. I've never had a moment like that in my career. It's like as soon as the bell rung, all of a sudden I could see people clapping.
Now, is that genuine emotion? Because
Yeah.
see, the thing about being a wrestler is anything we look at, we think maybe it's a work. Maybe you're just acting.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, this is, I'd said before that match that this is going to be the defining moment of 18 years of work, and it truly was. It's like after that happened, it's like everything, like I could see the people clapping, like it was something surreal. It was beyond anything that I've ever experienced, and I could see, like, I had thoughts of being down in the dungeon, training with Stu. My first match in Calgary, going over to Japan, like my whole career flashed before me.
Now, do you feel like your company has made a push to giving the belt and giving pushes to guys who are smaller, right? And was that like the key sort of change in philosophy for you? Because you've always been known as a guy who was probably the greatest wrestler on the planet, but too small to be champion.
I never looked at it like that way. A lot of people have, and I've heard it over and over again. To me, I've always been told too. It's like, well, you don't politic enough. I'm very quiet. I'm somewhat of an invert, so I'm not very outgoing. It's like, but I am me. I am who I am. I'm not going to change for.
Did you think this would happen? Because as you say, you're not a guy who's going to grab the microphone and entertain the way The Rock entertains, or even a guy like Chris Jericho. You have a company that Vince McMahon has always said he loves big, huge, massive guys. Those are the guys that he wants to be the champ. So you're either big or you're really great with the microphone. Did you ever think this is never going to happen?
No, I didn't. No, because I mean, look at Shawn Michaels. Look at Brett. I mean, you look at some of the champions, and they weren't big, monstrous guys. So that was proven wrong long ago. But
were you worried about the company having cold feet? Because this was in the works for a while, right? Heyman was pushing you as far back as last fall. Did you ever think, you know what, maybe they're going to take it away from me? Because your company has done that before, right?
Yeah, that's like initially when it was brought up, and that I thought, well, if it happens, it's cool. If it don't, it's cool, because I'm doing what I love to do. This is my passion. I consider myself an artist, like a sculptor, a painter, a rock and roll singer. What I do is art, and it's my passion. And it's like, no matter where I am, I'm going to be happy because I'm doing what I love to do. This is a great honor to
and
be able
to accomplish. And when he says this, you're pointing to the belt.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
But whether you have the belt or not, you're first and foremost a wrestler, right?
First and foremost a wrestler, and first and foremost to go out there and wrestle and entertain the fans.
Any goal at all to be a crossover guy? Because obviously, you can't watch television for an hour and not see a trailer for a movie for The Rock. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys in your company have crossed over, and now Rock's doing it successfully. You're at the top now. Would you move at all away from what you've been, and that has been strictly a wrestler?
If the opportunity arose, I would.
Really?
Yeah, but right now nothing's been offered, nothing's been talked about. So, I mean, I'm thrilled to be where I'm at in my career right now, and that's what I'm focused on.
Any vindication for you, given the fact that, especially WCW, Vanilla Midget, Nash called you that. I mean, I'm sure you've been called a lot worse things than that. But it's this, and you've already said that you're an introverted guy, you're a positive guy who's not going to stick the finger out and say, look, I told you so. But is there anyone, as you're holding the belt up, that you're thinking, this one's for you?
In terms of, rub it in their face?
Yeah.
No. Because to me, it's like, that was for everyone that has ever encouraged me, that has always said that you can do it, and that was also included to everyone that said that you can do it. Because to me, that's the greatest revenge is success.
So you're the guy now that holds the belt, right? And young wrestlers would look at the guy with the belt and say, you know what, can I do that? I can never be like Chris Benoit. Do you feel a responsibility to the young guys? And more than that, did a guy like Hulk Hogan ever help you and give the benefit of what he had because you wrestled with him for a long time?
Yeah, I've never wrestled a singles match against him. I've wrestled in tags with him. But just having been with him in WCW and having watched the way he carried himself, he, in my opinion, just my opinion, he was a very political guy. And you know, there were times where he'd walk by me, not say hi to me. I didn't think that he carried the belt well and represented it well. Because to me, it's like last Monday, we're at TV, and they have dark matches where they're local guys that come in that aren't going to be shown on TV, that they're just getting an opportunity for the office to see them wrestle. I mean, I spend 15, 20 minutes talking to these guys, encouraging them. You know, and I'll stand up and take my shirt off and say, look, it can be done. You know, believe in yourself, because that's what it's about. And it's like, there's a lot of champions that I never got that from, you know, throughout my years. And I looked at that and I thought, no, that's not right. That's not what being a champion's about.
So those guys would probably look at you and say, you know what, if I could be like one guy, it might be Chris Benoit, because you're the champion right now. If you could be one guy, who would it be? From Buddy Rogers to Triple H. If there's one guy you could say, I'd like to emulate him, I liked him, who would it be?
Well, I always emulated Dynamite Kid, but right now, to me, it's Chris Benoit. I mean, I'm very happy with who I am, and I've fallen on my face a lot, and I've been through a lot of crap, and I've been peaks and valleys. But you know, I'm very happy with who I am today and what I've achieved. That's what I've worked for. It took me 18 years, but you know, I got there, and I got there the way I wanted to, with my dignity, and I kept my dignity, my respect, the way I wanted it to be.
Roll in the music, I did it my way. You're talking about peaks and valleys. We'll talk about those because wrestling has been dominated by guys at the top, at the bottom, and you can work in both directions, and you're at the top right now, and we're thrilled for that. It's Chris Benoit, and he's a kid from Montreal, grew up in Edmonton, and now he's the guy who holds the belt in the WWE. Back with more OTR in a moment.